gave me heartwarming assurances in dealing with these issues. And to that extent, we wish to highly commend him. While holding the assurances of the IGP in good faith, we still remain faithful to our demands, and that if we don't see or hear anything concrete from the police after the end of March 2025, we shall proceed to the ECOWAS Community Courts of Justice to find justice for Suale and Latif. Of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama to take a personal interest in these cases as the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and ensure that the perpetrators are arrested, arraigned, and punished for their crimes. Thank you so much, Ubeka Amasewa Ike, and thank you, Mr. Edmond Kofi Apua, the Secretary, for the job done. And I hope today I can see that I can see a massive media presence here. Yes, I want to appreciate the team and also the media here for attaching seriousness to our own issue. The way the podium is full with cameras, I don't even have where to put my statement. But I'm not saying that. I know you guys don't come and tell me to come and change this one again. I know the way you asked me to change it. So we'll manage. Thank you so much, and good afternoon to you all. And I must indicate that we are live on Joy News, and then GTV, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Let me see news here. And other major platforms. Members of the National Executive of the GJA, colleague media practitioners, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to you all once again.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of the National Executive of the GJA, I wish to thank you for honoring our invitation. Today, we have invited you here to update you on some concerns raised at the beginning of the year, as alluded by the General Secretary. Recent attacks on journalists and some matters of national concern or interest. We hope the concerns and matters we raise today and in the future will receive the needed attention to enhance the growth and development of our dear country. Cases of Ahmed Suale and others. Colleagues, you may recall that in our maiden press conference for this year held on 22nd January, we expressed deep concern about the delay in finding the killers of Ahmed Suale. We indicated that, given the fast eroding trust and confidence in the police in respect of investigation, arrest, and prosecution of suspects involved in the murder of Ahmed Suale, the GJA may seek redress in international forums. In that regard, we serve the notice that if by the end of March 2025, the Ghana Police Service has not come out with something concrete on the investigation, arrest, and prosecution of suspects in the murder case, we shall proceed to the Economic Community of West Africa States, ECOWAS. That is, in short, ECOWAS, Community Court of Justice, to seek resolution of this matter. We also indicated that we would rather take similar action for Latif Idrisi for similar reasons. In the case of Ahmed Suale, our international partners, including the Federation of African Journalists, FAJ, and the International Federation of Journalists, IFJ, have also indicated their readiness to pursue justice for the investigative journalists at other international forums. Colleagues, I am here to report to you that just yesterday, I had a meeting with the Inspector General of Police, Dr. IGP Dampare, to discuss this and other matters. The IGP gave me heartwarming assurances in dealing with these issues, and to that extent, we wish to highly commend him. While holding the assurances of the IGP in good faith, we still remain faithful to our demands, and that if we don't see or hear anything concrete from the police after the end of March 2025, we shall proceed to the ECOWAS Community Court of Justice to find justice for Suale and Latif. Once again, we are the Inspector General of Police, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, and the President to take in interest in these cases. I must admit that the IGP assured us of his full cooperation going forward and promised to work closely with the GJA and its regional commanders in the regions where some journalists have been attacked to ensure that the issues raised with him receive prompt response and reaction from the police. Attacks against journalists. Colleagues, in our maiden press conference, we also addressed the barbaric attack on Ahmed Suale of the Multimedia Group Limited by a mob of illegal small-scale miners operating in the offense shelter Belt Forest Reserve. Ahmed Suale, while leading a joint news team to cover a police operation to clamp down on the activities of the illegal miners, was nearly killed by the mob. We also record how Erastus Asari Donko, another journalist of the Multimedia Group Limited, was brutally assaulted by small-scale miners last year. As we speak, 1 month after the attack on Ahmed Suale and 1 year after Erastus was brutally attacked, the police have not yet prosecuted the perpetrators to ensure justice for our injured colleagues. While grappling with the attack on Ahmed Suale as the first case of assault against journalists in 2025, the count became rapid when 6 journalists were assaulted within a space of 1 week in the month of February. 4 of the attacks occurred in Kumasi in the Ashanti region and 2 at Walewale in the Northeast region. It is very sad to note that in the month of love, when people are demonstrating love to their dear ones with red gifts, our colleagues who were in the line of duty were made to see red blood as reward for serving Mother Ghana. It is also disheartening to note that just about 50 days into the second John Mahama administration, we have witnessed even 7 cases of assault against journalists. And I stress on that it is also disheartening to know that just about 50 days into the second John Mahama administration, we have witnessed 7 cases of assault against journalists. This is unprecedented. Colleagues, in the Kumasi incident, the 4 journalists were assaulted on February 11, 2025, while covering the election of the Ashanti region representative on the Council of State. The election took place at the Regional Coordinating Council, the office of the regional minister, Ashanti regional minister, who is also the chairman of the Regional Security Council, in short, RECSEC. Strangely, some thugs managed to invade the premises to disrupt the election process and viciously assault the 4 journalists. Colleagues, the GJA Ashanti region assisted the victim to go to hospital and report the matter to the police. Our intelligence our intelligence suggests that the thugs and criminals who assaulted the journalist are supporters or sympathizers of the ruling National Democratic Congress, NDC. Unfortunately, no arrest or prosecution have been made. The mind-boggling question is, if RECSEC cannot provide security in its own backyard, how can it provide security elsewhere? This only sends worrying signals that Ghana is heading towards a state of anarchy. It appears there's no law and order, and there's no security in the country. That is most unfortunate. Colleagues, in the Waliwali's case, journalist Alasan Dokurugu of Asasi Radio and journalist Tahiru Ibrahim of ZA Multimedia were assaulted by military personnel while covering an incident involving the setting ablaze of a bus at Nelerigu Junction. The incident occurred in the presence of the police, but they neither protected the journalist nor arrested the perpetrators, as the police are mandated to do by law. We once again call on the Ghana Police Service, as promised by the IGP, to bring the perpetrators to face justice. We will not end there. We also call on the Military High Command to investigate this incident and sanction the wayward military personnel. The assault of the two journalists at Waliwali and other incidents of lawlessness and impunity across the country fortify our belief that Ghana is heading to a state of anarchy, and people of good conscience must resist and halt that trend. We also intend to petition the Military High Command over the Waliwali incident, since it involves a soldier. And we trust in the competences. We trust in the competence of General Thomas upon Pepper, the Chief of the Defense Staff, to do the needful to bring his boy to order. Member of this fraternity, the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, to take a personal interest in these cases as the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces and ensure that the perpetrators are arrested, arraigned, and punished for their crimes. In making this appeal, we remind the President of the commitment he made to the media and the nation on 7 July 2024 at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel. During a media engagement, on that occasion, I, on behalf of the GJA and the media fraternity, asked President Mahama, then flag bearer of the NDC, about his thoughts on the privatization of the state-owned media and assault against media practitioners. The President said he was against, yes, the President said once again, he was against both instances and pledged to promote the interests of the media at all times. This is the time we expect the President, who is one of us, to redeem his pledge and to share in the plight of journalists. We shall continue to remind him of his assuring words. We hope he will not give us cause to believe those words were mere rhetoric. Undesirable media practices. Colleagues, we do not always cry about negative treatment against media practitioners. We also decry negative media practices, both with a view to ensuring free and responsible media. Our attention has been drawn to one of such negative media practices, which we wish to address promptly. It is about the designation of the midday news on Angel FM. They call it Orgasm News.
when the President was addressing us, he indicated having a meeting with the IGP just yesterday. So you should appreciate the steps the GJA has been taking to address these issues. And this is not the first time. We've been following up these cases for a very long time. And you can only take it one step at a time. You see, it is because we are not getting results locally. That is why in the cases of Ahmed Suale and Latif Idrisu, we want to go beyond to the ECOWAS court to seek justice for our brothers. Normally, I like to address this issue, and we like to ask the question, what is GJA doing? Normally, I like to bounce the question to you. What are you also doing? Do we take time to use our platforms to denounce, to discuss some of these issues? And a lot of the time, we are concerned, or we are talking about
very much. In a moment,
by the end of March, to take Ahmed Suale and other cases too. Do they have that biting powers to jail corporates if indeed they are found out and arrested? Do they, have that biting powers to deal or discipline such criminals? Thank you.